Oh no, 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 no. What's up, everybody? Marty Martin here. This is the Geeknik Podcast. I am your host. This is ridiculous. Look at this. Look at this madness. Newsweek reports. Headline says, a Star Wars Galaxy's Edge cast member said they don't say younglings because of the child murders. Now, for those of you that are not Star Wars fans or don't remember what the term younglings refers to is in the Star Wars movies. You have these little kids that are young Padawans. They're training to become Jedi's, and they call them younglings, little ones. That's what they call them, younglings. And now the only time we've heard them referred to as younglings is in Episode 3. Well, at least that's I can remember right now. In Episode 3, when they discovered that Anakin. Okay, spoiler alert, everyone! Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen Episode 3, skip this right now. Okay, skip ahead like 10 seconds or whatever. Or you know what? Don't even watch it. Don't even listen to this. Okay, spoiler alert. They bring up the younglings when they discovered that Anakin Skywalker killed them. Yes, Anakin murdered little boys, slaughtered them, and they go to the Jedi Temple and they see all the younglings dead there. So, because of that, now when we hear the word younglings, we immediately think about that scene in Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith, because that's the first time we've ever heard, them like that. We can remember the term youngling being used. So let's read what this says right here, okay? So, it says, a guest to Disneyland's newly opened Star Wars Galaxy's Edge reports cast members playing Star Wars characters at Disney's Black Spire Outpost don't use the word younglings because of all the child murder in Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith. There are few bigger Star Wars fans than movie YouTuber Jenny Nicholson, who has already been to Galaxy's Edge twice, including a visit prior to its May 31st official opening in Anaheim, California's Disneyland Resort. A Disney World version of Galaxy's Edge will open in Orlando, Florida, in August. Nicholson shared impressions of the park on Twitter, where she pointed out a number of characters and creatures populating the new Star Wars theme park, including the Dianoga from the Death Star trash compactor and the sewers of Coruscant, and rocking horses modeled after Canto Bite's racing fathiers introduced in The Last Jedi. Nicholson also praised Galaxy's Edge expansive cast, many of whom had elaborate backstories for how their character ended up Black Spire Outpost, a rough-and-tumble spaceport on the planet Outer Rim's planet of Batuu. Think of it as a more jungly Mos Eisley from the original Star Wars. Jenny Nicholson, at Jenny E. Nicholson on Twitter, she says, I forgot to put this on my list. The other best part of Star Wars Land was the cast members who are very into it, doing space hairdos, makeup, saw a lot of rainbow highlighter, telling you the lore, making up their own OCs, and remembering you when you come back. But one interaction with a Galaxy's Edge cast member reveals the extensive preparation and forethought that goes into being a cast member at Disneyland's new Star Wars attraction. While speaking with a costumed cast member, Nicholson discovered that cast members have been instructed against using the word younglings, a generic term for children in the Star Wars galaxy. Jenny Nicholson says, also, a cast member said kids, and I jokingly said, oh, younglings? And she blindsided me by telling me they're already scrubbing younglings from the vocab. Parents didn't like it because one of the only times you hear it in the movies is the phrase killing younglings. Fair. It may sound like an arbitrary stricture, but the apparent cast member rule is grounded in a pivotal moment from the Star Wars prequel trilogy. The term younglings is most often used in Star Wars movies in reference to trainees at the Jedi Temple who aren't old enough to be a Padawan apprentice to a Jedi Master. Yoda is seen instructing younglings in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, but younglings likely evokes a very different scene to anyone familiar with the prequels. In Revenge of the Sith, Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen, is turned to the dark side by Supreme Chancellor soon-to-be Galactic Emperor Palpatine, played by Ian McDiarmid. Palpatine's first instruction to the newly christened Darth Vader is to kill every single Jedi. Backed by clone troopers, Vader marches into the Jedi Temple, where a slaughter commences. He doesn't spare the young ones, leading to one of the darkest moments in any Star Wars movie. It's easier to see why Disney would prefer the more generic kids, a word also used several times throughout the Star Wars movies. Oh, okay, so it says right here, this article has been updated to include a comment from representatives from Disneyland. The headline has been altered to more closely reflect the information they provided about cast members' use of the term. Okay, so what does the update say? Okay, update. Okay. It says, in response to our request for comment, Disneyland says that cast members do not avoid the word younglings. Our cast members use that word daily in the new land, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, as part of the interaction with guests. Disney officials said in a statement to Newsweek, Oh! Much better. Much better. Okay. That sounds much better. Okay. Well, it's a shame that I actually went down and didn't read from the start. Okay. Oh. So, nothing to be upset about. I mean, you're probably going to say, well, what's there to be upset about if they don't use the term younglings? Well, it's because Disney has been screwing us over with just perverting. And what I mean by perverting, I mean like just destroying the Star Wars saga with, first we already got to do with their SJW identity political views. I mean, just all identity politics agendas in the new Star Wars films, and it's just over the top, and them being very politically correct about things, and for this trying to be politically correct regarding a term here, regarding a little title, that just shows how ridiculous and petty Disney is. And it's not about us being petty, it's about Disney being petty in such a ridiculous sense that they make it into a big deal. So some people say, you're making it into a big deal. No, Disney is making it into a big deal, and we're making it a big deal because Disney's making it a big deal. So, Star Wars fans just don't get it. They just won't get it. Alright, everybody. That's it for this episode right here. Live long and prosper, and may the Force be with you.